Never miss another live stream again. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and click see all notifications. What is the motherfucking deal? Hope all is well. Hope you guys are feeling good about that Rockets victory. Shout out. We're going to get this going. First of all, let me let you guys know this is Sauce Sports. Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas Homer network, so we're talking all sports, but only Houston. But with that being said, man, we're talking about the Rockets, and we're celebrating this victory over the Utah Jazz. Of course, we all feel, you know, the Jazz were going to take the L. We all felt that anyway. But I think the the Rockets came out and performed a bit more handily than we expected, or maybe we didn't expect. I mean, they just came out and they performed well. So, I mean, let's talk about some things. I mean, how y'all feeling? First and foremost, y'all know how we start this thing off. We got to represent with the roll call, so make sure you shout out where you're from. If you're not from the city, then make sure you shout out, you know, your city, state, town, hood, province, location, latitude, longitude, you know what I'm saying, hood, get, set, cul-de-sac, whatever, however you identify, however you get down, gang, you know what I'm saying, all that good shit. If you are from the city, man, shout out your side with pride so we can show you a little bit of love. I do believe there will be an outpouring of sauce today because it seems like some people made some pretty good predictions. So, yes, we will definitely be getting to that very soon.
Mr. Give me my sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I was on my phone fucking around most of the game, so we'll see if we can get some sauce line activation going. The text line is open, of course, as always, but we'll try to get some calls in. But I got to get some juice to that mother sucker. So it is what it is. Shit, Nashville, y'all can't even get your old motherfucking players to announce motherfuckers' names right. Y'all talking about some honor and motherfucking be shit. Who the fuck is honor? Anyway, so let's see. Jags fan, oh man, I don't care. I don't care about the dislikes. That's the thing y'all gotta understand. The dislikes are irrelevant. You know what I mean? It means that somebody cares enough, because the thing is they're disliking before anything is being said. So that means that somebody cares enough to make sure they just throw a little salt, that I appear in their day just enough to make sure they go out of their way to throw, just to sprinkle a little bit of salt. You know what I'm saying? To do that. The fact that I have that little bit of control that they'll do that makes me feel good. So fuck it. You know, we ain't even tripping. Let me get back in the circle. All right, cool. Now, how do you guys feel, man? Round table, who we got in the mix tonight? Who jumped back in the post game with us this evening?
Miss Cleo, aka Rising Phoenix.
AKA Give Me My Sauce, Wise Citizens.
Yes. Man, from the garbage PUBG servers. I heard the new PUBG servers are live. So what's up, Wise and Phoenix, man? So how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about the outcome of Game 1 versus the Utah Jazz?
You want to start, Wise, or you want me to start?
You go ahead and go first.
All right. I'll make it simple. I knew it was coming. I just saw it. Plus, I mean, Spitz played for the Jazz, and he kind of told me ahead of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we was worried about his ankle for a second. I mean, it's all good.
He could get on the bench,
I knew this was coming. The Rockets, I mean, they had those days off, so they had time to rest while Utah just came off of that OKC game.
Yeah.
So the Rockets had time to build that chemistry back up with Muthaf and practice and everything. So that showed today. Guys was making these shots, but I still want to see more from Ryan Anderson. He robbing us. He doing a 17.
Rhino on the declino. We gotta get him back, man. We gotta get Rhino back on track. Rhino, man, you know what? Damn it. I gotta actually eat some crow. I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot about this one, but I'm trying to be a man of my word. I'm trying to be making sure that we hold ourselves accountable. That's part of the flavor. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have the freshest flavor, you got to be accountable, man. You don't want to be represented. You don't want to be identified as a shenanigan or a participator in tomfoolery or the shenaniganery. You know how that goes. Let me get a little raffle action going, because I'm happy for the win. We're going to get us 2 or 3 little raffles going, get you $250,000 sauce. But I have to eat some crow, and let me make sure the crow is already up. He's been chilling. He's just been chilling anyway. Get the crow sound there. The reason why I have to eat some crow is something that I'm pretty sure most people forgot. But I said that Ryan Anderson would be the Robert Ory of the playoffs. That he would have a big shot at least in every series. I mean, there was a game clincher or, you know, a crucial shot. Now, the thing about this is it's kind of difficult because if Rockets are blowing people out, then, you know, it hurts the cause. Then, you know, but there were some games that were a little bit closer than necessarily. I don't feel like Rhino was a contributing factor, so I don't think he held up to the end of the bargain or the standard in which I thought that he was. So I will be willing to take the crow on the Rhino.
Only comment I got on Ryan Anderson: the last white rhino is extinct.
The last. I don't believe. I feel like Rhino. What's the motherfucking deal, El Lobo? I feel like Rhino is the last white rhino. Man, as a matter of fact, I have not shown y'all some love. I told y'all to represent. And I ain't even go back and shout out. So who we got in the mix, man? Let's slide through. We got Miss Voodoo C, Houston Homer, Chris Urban, Ed Man, Voodoo C, Darren Davis. What's the motherfucking deal? Houston B Wise, who's in the chat and in the motherfucking mix. James Harden. Yeah, I see balling. Dropping 40 and some change, man. Doing the 41 ski. Real family. Did I talk shit about Capella? Yeah, I gave Capella his own thing, but I didn't talk shit about him. I think I just but I gave him a feature. He was featured in his own little deal. He was on his own point to ponder. Brandon 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Vrabel, yeah, you get no you get no deal. You just get Vrabelized. Killing Boys, Isaiah Ramirez, what's the motherfucking deal? DeMarcus or DeMarquise, I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I always ask but never follow up. And again, El Lobo, everybody else, what's the motherfucking deal? So my thing is this, man. What was the most exciting play of the evening for you guys? Chat, I want to hear the same thing from you guys too.
The step back three on Harden. I mean that Harden put on Donovan Mitchell, aka Spitz. I got tired of. I mean, you can't just call out the MVP like that and say you want them, and then you can't guard them. So
yeah, that had to have been the play of the game.
Okay.
Kind of summarized it.
Yeah. You know, this ain't really what you want. You think you want it, but you know the thing is though, Donovan Mitchell taking these lessons early on in his career, he's going to be a great player. And that's what I say. I like to watch play because they said that they were talking about during the game that he actually during the All-Star break went up to Chris Paul and basically asked if he could just kind of follow him around and just study kind of what he does and how he is. And people like that, those are people who are seeking how to become better in life. Because I always recommend doing that, having a mentor or following people. Like that's what people don't get. Like if somebody else has done it, you can do it too. But a lot of people are so content with themselves. They're like, fuck it, I'm good enough and my way works. You got to go seek out somebody who is better than you and has certain abilities that you don't. And you figure out how they do it. You know, if they're human and you're human, you can do it too. But shit, people sometimes are too prideful for that. So that shows that he's willing to swallow his pride. That he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I'm calling this, mark my words. So in Sauce from 15 years from now, when we watching virtual reality Sauce on some eyeball implants and shit.
All robots.
yes, with a bunch of robo hoes and robo maids and all that with the fucking real jets and shit going on. You know, remember that I said in year one rookie in the playoffs that Donovan Mitchell will be a Hall of Famer, but he won't stay with the Jazz his entire career. I'm calling that also too.
And that's one thing I do like about this season. We're seeing a lot of younger guys stepping up and becoming stars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Victor Oladipo. Did y'all see the thing about 15 minutes later? 15 minutes after they lost the Game 7 to LeBron and the Cavs, he sent his trainer a text saying he wanted to get started and he wanted to get better, take it to the next level.
That's what I'm saying. That's that mind state. That's the mind state you have to have in every aspect of life. That's what I love to hear. What's happening?
So, what if you don't become a Hall of Famer? You don't have to buy a robo-ho.
A robo-ho? I will.
On Sauce, put it on Pornhub.
I will buy a robo-ho, a robo-crow, and do a robo-show.
I'm holding you to that.
And it will be. I will do a show starring a Robo-Ho and a Robo-Crow, and I will talk sports sauce. I'll do that show for a month if he is not a Hall of Famer. Unique Fashionistas, how you doing this evening? Victor is a patient Westbrook. Man, yeah, I seen all them boys showing Mitchell love too after the game. They were saying Westbrook was showing him love, and that's something that he doesn't do. Yeah, because Westbrook's a hoe. Like, that's the problem. Like, that's why he won't ever get better, is because he feels like he's one of those guys, feels like he knows it all, got it all, and is not looking to, for assistance in improving his game. Smart players are going to say, hey, I'm good, but there was somebody who was better than something at me, and I want to get some of that in my game too and figure that out. But
that's why I say Westbrook's the closest thing to a female playing in the NBA.
Damn.
Because when him and Harden were competing for the MVP, he didn't want to give Harden no props.
No props. Yeah, let's say he acts like a.
It's just petty shit like that you just don't see grown men doing.
Yeah.
It's more females than men.
Absolutely. All right, so we got some mark my words, and we got some score predictions that we got to give out some sauce on, and the sauce is community sauce. So let's see, we got uno. Damn, that was a super close one right there. So we got one. We got two. Who ended up with more rebounds this evening? Capella or Gobert?
Hold on, I have the box score up.
All right.
Just refresh.
Because I did have to kind of dip in and out the game.
Things acting like a piece of shit.
But I'm looking at
see box score. Gobert had 9 rebounds. Capella had 12.
Okay, so right now I'm calculating. I see a couple of score predictions that were accurate or in range. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those. It's 5. So I'm gonna give y'all what I say 20 for the predictions, and then for the MMWs, let's see. I saw somebody say 40-point triple-double, but he didn't have a 40-point triple-double. But I see 40 points. Yeah, I see why I said 40 points.
I think it
What
was
was his full stat line? What was his? What was his full?
41, 8, and 7.
41, 8, and 7. Man, James Harden said he was going to have 30, 13, and 7. But I'm going to give you love for the 30 and 7. So I'll let you get some love for that one. Just because I'm in a good mood. Because anytime you beat Utah, it's always a good feeling. Actually, that's maybe 5. So yeah, look here, I got about 100 and let's just call it even 200K. So everybody gonna get some love from the accuracy of the mark my words and the enthusiasm for the Rockets in this game 1. Now I want to know the general feeling. Now we were talking about how good of a team defensively that Utah is, and we were seeing that, that Favors and Gobert, they were virtually unable to play on the court together because, you saw what happened. I mean, it's game over. That's a feeding frenzy for the Rockets. It's like seeing sharks in the water. But let me give you all this 200K. But looking at this and how well and seeing how easily the Rockets were able to score. Now, they haven't shot like this in a while, but again, we saw that Rockets brand of basketball that we're used to seeing. And so do you feel like this is an anomaly and the Rockets are going to go back to kind of playing kind of rusty how they started the playoffs, or do you feel like the Rockets have finally woke up and these last couple of games have shown, their ability to get teams out of there and play well?
And I said this all last series. I didn't like that matchup just because the Timberwolves trusted Towns to not only defend the perimeter but to shoot threes so they could stretch him out with it. But I don't think this is an anomaly because Gobert, they're not going to put him at the 3-point line ever. I mean, I think we saw him out there one time, and he almost got cooked up by Chris Paul. Fortunately, he missed, but he still almost got done up. So that's something they're not going to want a chance. So I think it's something we can consistently do against the Jazz.
Yeah. With this matchup, like I said, it was going to be 4-1, and that's because I think the Rockets are going to have one off night, basically, or Utah miraculously win by a clutch shot or something like that. But the Rockets should dominate them. Timberwolves is a better team, to be honest. And if you put Timberwolves against Utah, I think Timberwolves would have won that series.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's something I wanted to mention too. You know, and I didn't meant to get on Twitter and talk some shit. But this is why I was telling people all last series that, you know, don't let the number fool you when it came to Utah. I mean, not Utah, the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves were a fucking talented team. I mean, that's not an 8 seed. That's a 3rd, 4th seed you're talking about right there. And, you know, people are undermining them. They're underplaying them, you know, just because of that record. So, and I mean, even in the last couple of weeks, you know, Utah was still right there. It's just those, you know, how clustered that about that 4th through 8th spot in the West was. So it was hard for, you know, if you missed a game or the way matchups were, the way tiebreakers were, you know, and even having a similar record, it was kind of fucked up down there. But that just shows you the strength of the West, I guess you could say. But the Timberwolves were a damn good team, and I would agree with you that the Timberwolves would take out Utah. They probably would have took out any other team they would have come in contact with. So that makes me think, you know, it's just one game. I don't want to overrate it, don't want to overblow it, because I felt like I said it could possibly go to 6 because I see the Rockets taking every game that they play at home. If they play like tonight, of course they will, because they were shooting, you know, above 50% early on. At one point, I know they were like 7 to 10 from 3, you know, shooting, I mean, great. You know, you can't expect them to shoot that great every night, but that was a little bit closer to the Rockets basketball we're used to seeing. But there were some efficiencies. They got a little bit sloppy. The game should have been closer to a 30-point victory than a 15-point victory, because there was a point where they kind of let it slip. And so if it was a game where they weren't shooting as well, this could have been a different outcome, honestly. So you want to make sure you look at the things in the good times that you would look at in the bad. And there was a couple of times that the Rockets made some crucial mistakes, and they let that lead slip away. Because, I mean, it shouldn't have been a point where the Utah got back, you know, that close. I want to say it almost got down. We got down to 9 at one point or something like that, and the Rockets kind of stepped it back up. But when you almost have, because I know that they had him at about 27, I think was the biggest lead. But again,
Yeah.
you know, it's
They was looking forward out there.
yeah. I mean, I understand that, but hey, it's the playoffs, man. You let motherfuckers come back. You saw that they
Slip up.
yeah. You saw what just happened with OKC. Shit, you fuck around and do the same thing.
That's something that we did see a lot last series with the Jazz and the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
One of them would get down big, and then the other team would start a huge run, and that's something that I kind of can give Chris Paul credit for, us not, you know, just blowing that lead.
Yeah.
Because in years past, we would have probably gotten that down into single digits before we got things under control.
Oh
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Absolutely.
I mean, just because I think I heard, I don't remember which announcer said it, but one of the announcers said that James Harden himself said Chris Paul has helped hit not only his game, but everybody's game by helping them get organized.
Yeah. And that's how I see. You see it. You can see that on the court. You know, they play in a much more efficient fashion.
And one thing that I also noticed was they're holding each other accountable not only on offense, like we normally see that. Mm-hmm. In years past, we have seen that. But they were holding each other accountable on defense. Like, there was a moment in the game where I think it was Donovan Mitchell who got, like, wide open on a 3. Mm-hmm. And I just saw, like, P.J. Tucker and James Harden, like, yelling back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like that's why I don't really like the narrative of, oh, Harden can't defend. He doesn't play defense ever. He doesn't try. Like, they're yelling at each other to fix the defense.
Exactly. But that's just something that the media likes to keep running with because it's a cool thing to say. You know, they don't really pay attention. Now they have to because it's a limited number of games. And now they're starting to see, oh, well, he's improved a little bit on that. No, he ain't improved a little bit. He's improved, a ton because, shit, we've watched it all year. We've seen things from there like this James Harden out there doing that. That's not fucking. That ain't what I want. That's not James Harden doing the playing defense. That's not James Harden out there hustling for blocks. That's not James Harden out there, making these plays that wouldn't normally be made. And so, I mean, shit. I feel like it's almost disrespect at this point to continue that saying that James Harden does play. There's a few little videos out there that you can see where James was just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? He gave up on defense, and then people took that shit and ran with it. And now it's just something to say when people don't pay attention that this man has stepped his game up 20-fold in that department, and people are still pushing that old narrative. One second, what's going on here? Oh, that's the problem. Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely think this is going to be something similar that we see throughout the series. And if by some, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: if we have a shooting night like we did tonight, next game, then I'm calling for the sweep.
Yeah. Oh man, if they can keep it up consistent, but like I say, they just have. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. They just kind of have Utah's number, it seems, especially with Rubio being out, and not like Rubio would have been that big of a factor. I mean, he averages about 16 points a game, so you could include that if you want to. But
I mean, if you want to play defense on Harden and play Twister again, I don't think he wants those problems.
Yeah. So
Rubio, he's doing the best he can do right now, is sitting on that bench.
Well, I mean, that's really any defender.
Yeah, everybody was getting mixed up.
No matter who you put on Harden, it's a disadvantage for him.
It was 110 to 96, Bryant. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, appreciate that, James Harden. But like I said, I don't want to count it out. I want the Rockets to get their work in. You know what I'm saying? I expect the Jazz to throw some different looks at them. Again, you got to count for a couple of things. This is a Jags team who was tired. This is a Rockets team who was rested. You know, how much of an effect will that have? The Jazz will get a couple of days off to rest because the next game is not till Wednesday, I believe. And so they'll have a few days to rest. The Rockets will have a few days to rest. And, I mean, you're only going to get so fresh, you know what I mean? And Utah might be ready to play some ball. They're going to look at all the things where they didn't do well. And, again, yeah, Luke coming back is a big factor. People underestimate the value of Muthaf, man. The dude is, I almost want to say, an elite defender. And the thing is that he can get you buckets. He's not, you're not dependent on him for it, but he brings a versatile game on the offensive side too. He can shoot a little bit. He's not afraid to drive. He will get you buckets. He just got to not dunk anymore to keep that shoulder in place. But Muthaf, having him back was a blessing, because again he contributed immediately. You just see what his presence does, and I think you see a difference in that defense when Muthaf's out there. And again, you get guys like Tucker get a little bit more rest, and they can come back and they can play. With all their energy, because that's the way they, keep guys upset. People get frustrated when dealing with guys like Tucker and Muthaf. I'm fucking missing somewhere. Where's that thing at? Okay, so I see a couple of people saying that they feel like the Jazz series is going to be tougher so far. All right, that's what the poll is saying. Make sure you get your vote in.
The poll says the Jazz are tougher than the.
Oh man.
Yeah, they said the poll said. So we'll see.
I mean, I'm not going to discredit the Jazz. They are a good team.
Yeah,
they are.
They are a good team. I'm not trying to say they're garbage, even though I kind of said that at the beginning. But, no, they're a really good defensive team. But it's just my opinion that the Timberwolves are better just because they do have those two superstars in Towns and Jimmy Butler. At least those two.
Okay. And yeah, Harden went 7 from 12 from the 3-point line. That's the Harden we need to see. Now, you can't expect Harden to shoot like that all the time. I mean, that's over 50%, But hey, it's nice when it does happen. But I'm telling you guys, it's closer to what we expect from the Rockets. Yeah, I definitely believe that they should be able to handle Utah. Like in reality, if the Rockets play. And if the Rockets bring their A game, it should be a sweep, no problem. But I just don't feel like the Rockets' mentality right now is there. Something's not right. It seems like I'm not saying the chemistry's wrong. It's just something. I mean, it was good tonight. Don't get me twisted, but it just seems like I don't know if it's consistent yet. If they bring it next game, then I feel like okay, maybe it's back. Maybe we're for sure. I just need a couple of games to see it because that energy has to be right, especially if we're going to roll into this third round. I mean, you're going to have to be ready every night. We cannot have any off days. There can't be off shooting night when you're talking about teams like Golden State. Now, this is not to overlook where we're at because anything can fucking happen. I don't want to play, overlook this series as a trap game or excuse me, sorry about that. And underestimating any opponents because that is a bad thing to do. They can put you in a lot of trouble. But again, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens and see if the Rockets are really back to playing the brand of basketball we were used to seeing all regular season. So most people voted for the Jazz. Well, the Jazz got 3 votes. So you're scared of Golden State. Why are you scared of Golden State? There should be no reason to be afraid of Golden State. It's going to be a good series, man.
Only reason I would be worried at all about Golden State is if this series takes longer than the Warriors series.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I do want to beat Golden State when their players are healthy. It don't mean I don't want them to be rested too.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's the thing. We need the tables to be as balanced as possible. We can. I'm not worried about KD though, because when you got guys like I say like Tucker and Muthaf, I'm not saying nobody's gonna lock KD down, but they're gonna make it difficult for him to eat.
In the NBA, you can't really shut any really good offensive player down. Like you can make it difficult for them, but you're not gonna hold them to 0.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna show anybody.
It's never gonna happen.
No.
Like if there's one defender on earth who can hold James Harden to 0 points in an NBA game,
yeah.
I'll give everyone in the sauce 500 billion sauce. It's never gonna happen.
But the thing is, if there's a guy that can do that, then he can shut down any player in the NBA, and he would be paid more than anybody else, and that's what they would do. They would bring him in to just say, "Here, do that."
The closest person you could probably argue would be like Kawhi, and even he can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do think the Luke and Muthaf, him coming back, I think it's going to be big for us.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly because it's keeping Ryan Anderson's ass on the bench because I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I really don't.
Man, Anderson's got tickets to the game. So, clutch game and what's the deal?
He keeps playing like he is. I'm going to start wanting him traded.
Man, should we?
I like him as a person. Don't get that wrong. He seems like a cool guy.
Oh, I don't like him that much as a person either. Now, shit, goddamn.
If you're not hooping, I don't want you here. Because I think he's got what, the second highest contract?
Yeah, something like making $20 million. Shit.
Yeah, $20 million and you're on the bench. No, that's unacceptable.
Man,
you can't play like trash and be paid $20 million. That's like because honestly,
17.
Yeah,
pardon
it's looking like a Joakim Noah contract.
No,
like,
man.
Oh yeah, that's
Saucy Pop, dude. Got it.
You seen Joakim Noah in the jungle the other day?
Nah, what the hell?
No, I haven't seen that.
I'm like, I haven't seen this man play basketball, but he in the jungle.
God damn. Must be nice. I mean, shit, hey. It is.
You got bread like that now.
If you can make it happen, I ain't mad at you, man. If you can make some shit shake to where you getting paid buku for doing nada, I ain't mad at you, man. You do what you got to do. I mean, have you finessed the system? It is what it is.
I wish I could get paid to do nothing.
Shit. But hey, everybody
I'll
ain't
take his contract on. So, I can play the same minutes he does.
Shit, exactly. So I want to know what's the motherfucking deal, chat. I want to know what y'all feel like tonight. Do y'all feel like tonight was a confident Rockets win? Do y'all feel like it was just a good shoot night? Do you feel like the Jazz will bounce back? Do you feel like, maybe it was just the everything kind of fell in the Rockets' favor tonight? I mean, what do you guys feel, was the overall factor, the biggest factor in tonight's win? Do you think the Rockets are just that much better of a team? I mean, because like I say, you still got to think about energy levels and things like that with the Jazz coming off a recent game, a tough game, and things like that. So, How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel like the? Excuse me.
I attribute it to Harden being a demigod on offense.
Okay, I feel like the Rockets are that much better of a team. I see Jazz retired. Okay, and Harden being a demigod.
The Jazz is not tired. That's not an excuse in the playoffs. LeBron gonna have to play in 2 nights after playing the whole game tonight. That's not an excuse in the NBA playoffs. That's not an excuse in the NFL playoffs. When you hurt, you get back in the game. If you're a role player, you're gonna ball out no matter what.
Yeah, see,
tired is not an excuse.
That's why I respect Donovan Mitchell, because he got that ankle injury and he was back in like 2 minutes later. Like we thought he'd be done for like a quarter at least.
Yeah.
Harden, I do not say Harden was tired game 6. Harden got locked down game 6. I'll just say it. He got locked down game 6. The Spurs took him out of this game.
Yeah, that's one thing the Spurs do, which is why most teams need at least 2-star players to compete with them.
It's like
because they can, what do the Patriots do to succeed? They take you out of your game and they don't let your best player do anything. And that's what happened game 6 with the Spurs.
All right. Edmund said, question for Wise. Do you think the Rockets can make it an easy series with the Jazz?
I said 5 games. 1 game is going to be close, though. I know it's going to be 1 game closer to Utah.
Okay.
I mean, but Utah is no competition for the Rockets. The Rockets versus the Warriors has been this since last offseason, so.
Okay. Man, Brent, I like what you're talking about there. That's definitely something you want to take into consideration. The Rockets do that often, that they'll get real hot and then take their foot off the gas and get sloppy like that. I mean, they figured, okay, well, we got a big enough lead. And I don't know if that's a thing. You know, you want to respect your team, your opponents, and you don't want to have them mad that you go ahead and drop 50 on them and then you got to play them again in a couple of days and they red hot and they mad and they trying to embarrass you or hurt you or something because they feel like you came out there and clowned them. So I don't know if that's them trying to keep a balance and things start getting sloppy or if they just get too comfortable or what that may be. I mean, there's several factors because there's those unwritten rules, like those easy layups at the end of games that Damian Lillard was so mad about and shit like that. So you got to wonder, is that part of it or do the Rockets just get sloppy for no damn reason? And also, I see you talking about Rubio. Rubio is going to be out probably this entire series, man.
Yep.
So
that's a big factor.
Yeah. So he's going.
But no, that one dude who took his spot, he looks real trash. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bag on him until I see him play. But then I saw him play.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's trash.
Okay.
The media was trying to boost him. That's the sad part about it.
Yeah, they're gonna try to hype him up,
Don't
man.
boost the bums. Don't do that.
Yeah, they go definitely do that. Christopher Honcho, do you think CP will finally get a ring or to the? Yeah, we definitely get to the Western Conference Finals, but I'm thinking if everybody remains healthy, man, we're gonna need. But I think for us to beat Golden State, we're gonna need Anderson to find his shot by then. We're going to need Anderson to be consistent. I mean, I think he's a factor because the thing is, you're going to either, if he's playing like ass, they're not going to respect his shot. No matter, that's the thing that you have to respect about him is that he can shoot from deep. But if he's not hitting, then they're not going to respect him. They're not going to play defense on him. He's not going to be able to stretch them out. He's not going to be able to, open up those lanes. Like that's what he's good for. It's just you have to respect his presence. He's just sitting when you run small, and the motherfucker can shoot. So he can stretch motherfuckers out. Get motherfuckers out the paint. But if they're not respecting their shot, they'll be able to sag in, and then they're not as concerned about him. So I think he's going to be a big factor, and I think he's going to need to. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going to need to happen for him, but he needs to find his juice.
In all honesty, I don't think Ryan Anderson has to play real good for us to beat the Warriors. I don't.
He just needs 10 points a game at least.
Yeah.
10
I won't
points,
even
5 rebounds.
I'll say if he can get 6 points a game for us, we can beat the Warriors. Because the thing with the Warriors is when they play really good teams, their thing is, okay, we're going to keep our 4 stars on the court and they're going to carry us there. Which in a to 7-game series, that's gonna exhaust them. See, even without Ryan Anderson, we are a much deeper team than them, and we can afford to give more of our players rest. So we can outlast all of their stars.
Yeah.
So unless you're afraid of a Nick Young coming in and beating us, a Sean Livingston, David West, old ring chasing ass, unless you're afraid of them, there, in my opinion at least, there isn't a huge concern.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take all 7 games to beat the Warriors, but since we got that number 1 seed, it's coming back to the 8. We're gonna blow them out that game 7.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, I said it since I put that video out. Rockets in 6 if we play the Warriors.
Okay. Okay.
I'm holding to it.
Yeah, I saw Westbrook slap the fan phone on that whole shit. I sue his ass just to be on some bitch shit. I dove back. My phone had all my important documentation. I need $1 million. I was embarrassed on TV. All my friends saw me. They've been ridiculing me on the social media networks. I need my monies. I'd be like, shit.
Emotional distress.
Yeah, all that shit. I'd be crying all kind of shit. I'd have fell out. I'd have flopped. I'd have flopped in the fucking seats like a fucking NBA player. Would have dropped the phone.
Like a slip out the seat.
It just, yeah, it would have fell out. Yeah, it would have been real ugly. It would have been motherfucking me.
Hey, shit, I bet the NBA would pay you some shit serious just not to sue them.
Oh yeah, just not to clown. I'm telling you, everybody getting a lawsuit, man. I'm finna call what's that motherfucker to be on the Houston all the time? Jim Adler, the tough smart lawyer. call one of them motherfuckers that remote ambulance chasing ass lawyers or something to fucking represent me. You know they gonna just put a TV smear campaign because they gonna want to get paid they cut, so they gonna make sure a motherfucker gets somebody. What's the motherfucker deal, Jay Dizzle? Hell yeah. Hey, you ain't lying, Voodoo Man. Some type of designer delicious grubbery right now just sounds good. Like a po' boy does sound good as hell. You know, I don't want to see the pizza right now too, just because. Even though I just had some pizza, but a fucking tell you, chicken jalapeno pineapple. I don't care what you say. You put some barbecue sauce instead of that marinara shit. And you fucking you might be talking about something y'all don't know nothing about that. So I'm just telling you, man. Some Texas BBQ, man. Look, this barbecue sounds good too. It's just so much delicious food. Y'all can tell I must be having the munchies. Oh man, in Georgia, I got the bar. Oh man, I don't want to hear
that. It's horrible. Like you got to get somebody who's not from here to make barbecue for it to be good.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Man, some barbecue does sound fucking good right now.
Goddamn, now
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But here is the deal. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up here shortly. We're gonna have some more sauce later on this evening. We will be doing a roundtable recapping the draft moves and kind of get an idea of everybody's feelings about what happened. Man, you know what goes hard? L.A. crawfish go hard. If y'all ever been to L.A. crawfish and they get the spicy garlic chicken wings, them bitches good as shit. Just had to throw that out there. No shit. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know they had one in San Antonio.
Oh, word? Yeah, that's shit right there. Them motherfuckers be cool. They I don't really care. Like crawfish are all right, dog. I don't really just be going crazy over no crawfish like that. That is really in my bag. But them motherfucking chicken wings go fit.